What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and ever since Alec Baldwin made the absolutely disastrous mistake of going on ABC with George Stephanopoulos and giving an interview about what happened on the set of Rust, he has been in full spin mode. Because let's be real, that's what that interview was. Already, that interview was in spin mode, and it didn't work out the way he wanted it to. It was an absolute unmitigated disaster. It resulted in him and his wife deleting their Twitter accounts and being forced to play victim over and over and over again, because the sympathy that he thought he would garner by going on there and lying about everything that went down that day, it turned out to have the exact opposite effect. People do not feel bad for him anymore, especially after all the garbage that he's continued to put out there. And now, apparently, he's putting out there that, well, look, all the crew members on the set of Rust, they're saying that it was just a wonderful, incredible place to work, guys. That must mean that all these things couldn't have happened the way that they said it happened, right? But unfortunately, no one is believing him. Alec Baldwin shares letter from Rust crew hailing the brilliance of his deadly set despite strikes and lawsuits. So now, after you have several lawsuits filed from people on set, after we have noted, we have it documented that numerous people walked off this set for fear of either working conditions or safety conditions, just hours before what happened on the set of Rust actually happened, before Alec Baldwin pointed the gun and shot Helena Hutchins. We know this for a fact. Yet now Alec Baldwin is getting all these other random crew members together that in all likelihood there was some incentive for them to do this, and they've put out a statement. Well, let's see what they've said and how Alec Baldwin is trying to spin it this time. Alec Baldwin shared a signed letter by 25 cast and crew members of Rust, which said the reports of the set being chaotic and dangerous were false. Alec Baldwin on Thursday shared a gushing letter from crew members hailing the laughter-filled brilliance of his Rust movie set. The descriptions of Rust as chaotic, dangerous, exploitive workplace are false, insisted the unsanctioned letter signed by 25 cast and crew members. Those who complained, including the gaffer who recalled holding cinematographer Helena Hutchins in his arms, were dismissed as a few disgruntled employees. That is the narrative that they are trying to set up, that anyone and everyone who says anything bad about this, even though we've had several people, upwards of a dozen people come forward and talk about what's going on. Yeah, these people that were in all likelihood paid off by a PR firm representing Alec Baldwin or something like that, yeah, they say it was just wonderful, guys. Don't worry. Their complaints distract from what matters most, the memory of Helena and the need to find modern alternatives to outdated safety practices. There you go. Once again, he is trying to blame everything on, oh, well, just a malfunction, just safety. We have to figure out how this got there. How did this live round get there? No responsibility, no guilt, no culpability, no nothing from Alec Baldwin. He is a sociopath, he is a liar, and he is a piece of trash. He did share this out on Instagram. You can see here, very, very long post. We're going to read more from the New York Post to show what exactly was said in this entire thing, but it's two posts all together. Look at what Alec Baldwin posts, right? From some of the crew of Rust. Oh, just randomly, very random that they would put this out and Alec Baldwin would be the first to have it and get it out, almost like it was organized by all of his people. This response, I think, is very interesting. Please take accountability. A life was lost on your set. A beautiful, wonderful, hopeful life was taken, and making excuses and not taking accountability takes away from her story. While this was an accident, it shouldn't have been loaded. By making this, it's extremely inconsiderate and centering the narrative on yourself instead of honoring her legacy and showing respect to her friends and family. This letter is in poor taste. And it kind of goes on and on and on like that. And that is a very well thought out and a very reasoned and nice response to Alec Baldwin. Way nicer than anything I'm gonna say to him, that's for sure. But there's a lot of things when you go through the comments, a lot of people are like, you should probably just stay off social media altogether because he continues to make it worse for himself. He cannot stop. He cannot stop when it comes to this situation. The 25 signees insisted their letter released by Baldwin, crazy that it was released by him, huh? Had not been sanctioned or influenced in any way by the producers, of whom Baldwin was the best known. Of course. Why even feel the need to say that? Maybe it's because the producer of this film is the one that's releasing it, the person who you're trying to make look good by getting behind him in this situation. Isn't that crazy? Then they hailed the set, even while they admitted some had already walked off, complaining of dire conditions and safety concerns. Rust was professional, they still insisted. What about this has been professional? Every step along the way. Alec Baldwin himself talked about it in that terrible, disastrous interview. There were things that should not be happening on a set that took place on that set, whether it was safety, whether it was working conditions, whatever it may be. A lot of things went terribly wrong on the set of Rust. But no, we have to deflect and deflect and deflect. Still, no set is perfect. Rust had areas of brilliance and areas that were more challenging. While it's true a few crew members quit prior to the accident, the vast majority of us remained. Those disgruntled few do not represent the views of us all. A sentiment repeated a second time. The working morale on set was high, the statement insisted, claiming working hours and wages were fair and consistent with expectations, despite union anger and strikes. People walking off the set, people going on strike, all these things. But yes, the crew was so happy. This is a joke. It is an absolute joke. There's the fake crocodile tears from Alec Baldwin right there. And of course, what is Hilaria Baldwin saying? She is once again playing the victim, saying that Alec Baldwin had PTSD somehow even before this happened. That's very strange that you had PTSD before this incident occurred. But these people are a joke. She's pretended to be Spanish for so long. Alec Baldwin went right along with that. Alec Baldwin is deranged. She was chasing reporters with umbrellas, charging them down for trying to talk to him in the street. This is not making anything better, Alec Baldwin. Deletes Twitter because it's really easy to quote tweet things and do things like that and ratio people on Twitter. It's not the same on Instagram. That's why he shifted all of his messaging over to Instagram after he deleted his Twitter. This man is a coward. Over and over and over again. We should have just kept his mouth shut and lied to everyone saying he was ordered to keep his mouth shut. He decides to go out there and try to blame everyone else, take no accountability or responsibility, or say that he doesn't feel any guilt. Even by saying that, that is absolutely ridiculous. But it tells you everything you know, or everything you need to know about Alec Baldwin and people like him in Hollywood. They are deranged. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.